Hi, this is Dr. Tanya English from Healing with the Blues and Quantum Healing International. We've been doing a webinar this week called 5 Simple Ways to Go from Grief to Relief. And one of the first things I teach all my clients and patients is 4-count breathing, which we've done in the webinar too. And I have Diana Fisher here, who's been a client of mine and has also come into the office as a patient. And I'd love for her to talk to you about how she's used 4-count breathing just in the last week, right?
Correct. Yesterday, I was having a tooth pulled, and that's kind of an anxious moment. So before the dentist even came in, I did the 4-count breathing to relax myself. And then he says, well, I'm going to need you to relax. I'm going to give you some shots to numb it up and stuff. So I even did the 4-count breathing while he was giving me the shot. And I continued to do it as he was extracting my tooth. I had a cavity underneath a bridge. So he had to break the bridge and take the tooth out. And he told me afterwards that I was an amazing patient. He could not believe how relaxed I was, and that with what he did to me, he would be whimpering. And it really was not that bad, but I was not focusing on what he was doing. I was concentrating on my 4-count breathing. And I've never done it for that long before, but it was really awesome. And I didn't really feel uncomfortable during the procedure or after the procedure. And in fact, I figured my jaw would be pretty sore today, and it's not really. So I'm sure that relaxing it instead of tensing up had a big impact.
Yeah, putting your attention on what you were doing as opposed to what he was doing too. So that's a big part of it, I think, as well. Plus, it's good that he's good at what he does. So
True.
yeah, that's awesome. And you've also done EMT work too, right?
Yes. And I've used it sometimes. I kind of wish I would have used it first, but it's kind of like a last resort. What do I do? What else can I do for this patient? And I had a patient who was sick, and he hadn't been to dialysis his previous 2 appointments. So he had a lot of fluid. He had really high blood pressure. And usually I start an IV to lower his blood pressure. But with not having dialysis and being so full of fluid, I didn't dare pump him full of more fluid. So there was really nothing else I could do as an EMT. So I just did the 4-count breathing with him. It lowered his blood pressure. When we got to the hospital, they're like, and why did you bring him in? I mean, then after I left, his blood pressure went up again, and they did some more tests and found out what the problem was. But I was amazed that it worked so well.
Yeah, it's so, what I think the thing that amazes people the most is how these simple things that we can do really have a huge impact on our health and have a huge impact on our healing, because health isn't just the absence of disease. Health is like full-blown expression of life. And, to have somebody there coaching you to do that is big. It's a big deal.
And it's not invasive at all.
Nope. And you're not
You're
not trying to manipulate or extort or, force the body to do anything. You're just putting attention on breathing. So I really thank you for that, Diana. It's wonderful to hear people's stories about how this breathing really can help people in general. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Could I share just a second about your
Absolutely.
I did it when I first met Tanya. I did the energy reading. Is that what you call it? Is that the correct
intuitive energy scan? Yeah.
And she was so spot on and so redirected me that it was totally amazing. She saw things that other people didn't see that, well, they might have saw, but they never told me that she told me. And one of the things she said was that she saw a bee flying from flower to flower from flower and not really accomplishing anything. And I had multiple jobs, and that was so on task. And I had grandchildren that were really wanting me to come for play dates. And I'm doing that more now.
Yay. That's so great. So it's a win for the grandchildren. It's a win for you.
It
Wonderful.
is. It is.
And I know your daughter's really thankful about that too. So
I think so.
I think so. Well, thank you so much, Diana, for sharing that. I appreciate it so much. And thank you for your time today.